Ladies, let's get real for a moment. When it comes to relationships and intimacy, it's crucial to understand that men often view sex differently than women do. Now, I know this might be hard to hear, but knowing how men view sex is key to creating the kind of connection that leads to true intimacy. For many men, sex is not just about physical pleasure, it's a way to express emotional connection. While society often portrays men as being primarily focused on the physical aspects of sex, the reality is more complex. Men often use physical intimacy as a channel for emotional expression. When a man is deeply connected to a woman, he may find that sex is one of the most profound ways for him to communicate his feelings. It's often through physical touch that he feels closest to his partner as it brings him closer to her emotionally. For men, these moments of physical closeness can build a sense of emotional fulfillment that goes beyond the surface level. In relationships, sex can become a form of affirmation. When a man feels wanted, desired, and appreciated by his partner, it reinforces his sense of self worth and confidence. It's a moment where he feels he is valued, not just for what he can give or do, but for who he is. This is why men often place significant emotional importance on sexual intimacy, as it helps them feel seen, understood, and respected. They may feel more emotionally fulfilled when the sexual connection is not just physical, but deeply entwined with emotional closeness. The idea that sex is only about physical pleasure is an oversimplification of how men experience it. For many men, it's about more than just the act itself, it's about creating a deeper bond with the woman they care about. Sex can be a way for men to nurture a connection that allows them to feel secure, loved, and emotionally close. When this connection is not present, it can lead to feelings of emptiness or frustration, as men may not always know how to communicate these emotions without the outlet of physical intimacy. This means that when men seek physical intimacy, they are often seeking more than just physical satisfaction, they are seeking closeness and emotional connection. For a man, the act of making love can be one of the most intimate ways to connect, to communicate, and to express his feelings without needing to use words. However, if a man doesn't feel emotionally connected or doesn't feel his partner values him beyond the physical act, he may start to withdraw or struggle to communicate those deeper feelings. Men often view sex as a way to feel validated and desired by their partner. In many relationships, men may struggle with expressing their emotions openly. For them, sex becomes one of the most tangible ways to connect and feel affirmed in the relationship. When a man feels that his partner is genuinely interested in him physically, it reaffirms his sense of value and importance. This can create a sense of security and confidence in him, reinforcing the emotional bond that exists between both partners. Physical intimacy often serves as a gauge for how a man perceives the health of the relationship. If sex is frequent and satisfying, it can lead him to feel that the relationship is in a positive space, that he is wanted, and that his efforts are appreciated. On the other hand, if intimacy begins to decline, it may cause him to feel insecure, disconnected, or even unwanted. This emotional response can sometimes be difficult for men to articulate, leading them to struggle with understanding why they feel distant from their partner. Men tend to process emotions differently from women, and this often affects their view of sex. While women might associate emotional closeness with verbal communication, men may rely more on physical connection to communicate feelings. They may not always have the tools or the language to express their emotions verbally, so sex becomes a channel through which they can show affection and build a deeper emotional connection. When a man experiences physical intimacy, it often transcends just the physical act. It's about creating a safe space where vulnerability is accepted and shared without the need for words. This is why, for many men, sex is more than just pleasure, it's an act of emotional bonding and trust. When a man feels emotionally fulfilled through physical intimacy, he is more likely to invest in the relationship in other ways, such as through emotional support and shared activities. However, if there is a disconnect in the sexual relationship, it can lead to frustration and difficulty in other areas of the relationship. If a man feels emotionally neglected or rejected in this way, it can create distance and feelings of dissatisfaction. Thus, sex is often tied to a deeper need for emotional validation, understanding, and connection in the relationship. For many men, sex is a way to express affection and emotional intimacy, even though they may not always communicate this openly. In general, men tend to link their sense of self worth and value to their ability to be desired and appreciated by their partner. When a man feels desired, it strengthens his sense of masculinity and reinforces his confidence. This emotional affirmation through sex is vital for him to feel secure and validated in the relationship. Sex isn't just about physical pleasure, it's a way for him to bond with his partner and communicate his love in a non-verbal, tangible manner. This connection through physical intimacy helps men feel closer and more emotionally attuned to their partner. It's not just a transaction or a simple act. For many men, it's a way of saying, I am here for you, I care about you, and you are important to me. Because men often feel a heightened need to demonstrate their worth, being physically close to their partner reaffirms that they are loved and valued. In turn, this leads to a stronger emotional connection, better communication in other areas of the relationship. The way men view sex is also shaped by societal influences and personal experiences. Many men may grow up with the belief that being sexually successful is tied to their masculinity. As a result, they may internalize the idea that sex is a vital part of their identity, making them seek out these experiences to validate themselves. Over time, this belief can shape their relationship dynamics with an increased emphasis on physical closeness as an expression of emotional connection. While women may lean on verbal and emotional communication to gauge the health of the relationship, men may prioritize the physical aspects of intimacy for reassurance. In situations where sex is withheld or becomes a point of conflict, a man may begin to feel rejected, inadequate, or disconnected. This feeling of rejection can lead to frustration and distance in the relationship. When sex is no longer frequent or fulfilling, a man might start questioning the state of the relationship, even though he may not always express these feelings in words. Instead, he may retreat emotionally, becoming distant or withdrawn. Understanding that sex is tied to deeper emotional needs can help partners navigate these challenges and ensure that both individuals feel valued, heard, and connected on an emotional level. Men often view sex as an essential part of a healthy relationship, not just for physical satisfaction, but also for emotional bonding. It's often tied to their sense of self-worth and masculinity and how they perceive their value as a partner. When a man feels desired, it boosts his self-esteem and reinforces his emotional connection with his partner. This can be a major driving force for intimacy. It isn't just about the act itself, but rather the message that it conveys about his significance and importance to his partner. For many men, physical intimacy is a way to express love and affection in a way that words might not be able to convey. The act of sex can bring reassurance that they are emotionally valued, especially if the relationship lacks communication in other areas. It is not just a form of physical release, but a way to connect on a deeper, non-verbal level. For some men, intimacy with sex is the most natural way to express feelings that they might otherwise have difficulty verbalizing. When they make love to their partner, it's a direct expression of care, appreciation, and affection that they may struggle to put into words. How men view sex is how they perceive the role it plays in maintaining emotional closeness in a relationship. Many men equate intimacy with love and are more likely to feel close to their partner when physical affection is shared. Without this emotional reassurance through physical touch, they may feel neglected, unimportant, or disconnected. When sex is withheld, it can often leave them wondering whether their partner still desires them or if something has changed in the relationship. It can lead to insecurities, even if the partner doesn't intend to send such signals. A lack of intimacy can lead to frustration and emotional distance, which can create tension in the relationship. Men often find it challenging to initiate conversations about sex and intimacy due to societal expectations around masculinity. They may feel pressure to appear confident and dominant, and any vulnerability or insecurity about their sexual needs may be perceived as weakness. This can create a barrier to open communication and understanding between partners. However, when they are able to feel safe and accepted, they are more likely to open up emotionally and communicate their needs in a healthy, supportive way. Men often express their emotions through actions rather than words, and sex can be a powerful way for them to demonstrate affection, care, and commitment to their partner. For many men, physical intimacy isn't just a desire for physical release, but a deeper need for connection. When a man feels loved and valued through intimacy, it reinforces his emotional attachment to his partner. It becomes a way of nurturing and maintaining that connection. In relationships where communication may be challenging, sex can be the primary outlet for emotional expression, allowing men to convey feelings of affection and appreciation that might otherwise be hard to articulate verbally. For men, sex can be a significant factor in determining the health and longevity of a relationship. The frequency and quality of sexual intimacy often mirror the emotional state of the partnership. If a man feels disconnected from his partner or that his sexual needs are unmet, it can create emotional distance. This disconnection can manifest in frustration, which may sometimes lead to other forms of emotional withdrawal or even a breakdown in communication. Conversely, when sex is a positive and fulfilling part of the relationship, it reinforces the idea that both partners are on the same page and invested in each other's happiness and well being. Sex is also a way for men to feel desired, and this sense of desire is tied to their self esteem. Men often gain a sense of pride and satisfaction from being wanted, and when a partner actively shows interest in their physical presence, it can enhance their confidence and overall sense of worth. This desire isn't just physical, it's emotional as well. Men like women need validation, and sex is often a form of emotional validation. When a man feels desired, it strengthens his emotional bond with his partner and reassures him of his significance in the relationship. How men view sex is the desire for mutual satisfaction. Men often want to ensure that their partner is pleased and fulfilled, and the success of the sexual experience is often measured by the joy and pleasure of their partner. This sense of giving and receiving is central to their experience as it creates a shared sense of intimacy and reinforces the emotional connection. When both partners feel emotionally and physically satisfied, it fosters trust and deepens the bond between them, creating a healthier, more resilient relationship. Men often struggle with vulnerability, especially when it comes to expressing their emotions. Society has taught them to suppress feelings or to be stoic and strong. As a result, many men may not feel comfortable sharing their emotions in traditional ways, such as through words or open displays of affection. However, one of the ways that many men express themselves emotionally is through physical touch, including sex. Sex becomes an outlet where they can communicate deeper feelings without the need for verbalization. For many men, showing their partner affection through intimacy is a way to express love, trust, and desire without the complexity of words. In relationships, sex becomes more than just an act. It's a way for men to feel connected to their partner on a deeper level. When a man is feeling emotionally distant or disconnected, the act of intimacy can serve as a bridge to bring them into alignment with their partner. Physical closeness allows them to reconnect emotionally, which is essential for maintaining a strong and fulfilling relationship. Sex, for many men, is a powerful tool for reaffirming their emotional attachment to their partner. At times, the inability to communicate emotions openly can create confusion or frustration in a relationship. When a man doesn't know how to articulate his feelings verbally, he may resort to physical closeness to express what he can't say with words. In these cases, physical intimacy can serve as a tool to close the emotional gap. If sex is consistent and fulfilling, it provides reassurance to both partners that their connection is strong, even when the communication might be lacking in other areas. It's a form of emotional expression that allows men to demonstrate care and commitment without the need for direct verbalization. Sex also plays a key role in how men perceive their relationships' overall health. When a relationship lacks intimacy or if the sexual connection feels unsatisfying, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy or frustration. These feelings, if left unaddressed, can erode trust and make it difficult to maintain a strong emotional bond. On the other hand, when sex is fulfilling, it reinforces the idea that both partners are valued and loved. In this way, sex is a reflection of the emotional health of the relationship and is often a significant indicator of how well the emotional needs of both individuals are being met. Men's perception of love and affection can often be tied to actions more than words. For many men, actions speak louder than words, especially when it comes to expressing how they feel in a relationship. While some men may find it challenging to express their emotions verbally, they often show their love through physical acts such as providing, protecting, or even through intimacy. The connection they feel with their partner often takes a physical form, making it a crucial part of their emotional communication. This doesn't mean that men don't value emotional intimacy or verbal expression. Rather, it reflects how men might prefer to show their feelings. In relationships, men may seek affirmation through their ability to care for their partner in practical ways. This might include taking on responsibilities or being there when their partner needs help. These actions often communicate their love and commitment without the need for extensive emotional conversations. The act of giving, whether it's support, time, or energy, is one of the ways men connect with their partner. They often perceive these actions as a sign of devotion and security for the relationship. In turn, when these gestures are recognized and appreciated, it reassures men that they are loved and valued. Men also express their emotions through nonverbal communication, which is often easier for them than engaging in deep emotional dialogue. For many men, the physical touch, such as holding hands, hugs, or kisses, plays an essential role in bonding. It's their way of reinforcing the emotional connection without needing to articulate it with words. This physical connection, while simple, often serves as a reassurance of their commitment and affection. When men feel emotionally distant or unsure in the relationship, they may withdraw from these gestures. This withdrawal can be misinterpreted by their partner as a lack of affection, but in reality, it may simply be that they are struggling with their own feelings and don't know how to express them. It's important to recognize that when men pull away, it isn't necessarily a reflection of their feelings toward their partner, but more often a reflection of their internal emotional conflict or discomfort with expressing vulnerability. Understanding this dynamic is key to ensuring that both partners can meet each other's emotional needs and navigate the complexities of love and communication effectively. Men's approach to communication, especially in emotional context, is often influenced by societal expectations and personal conditioning. Many men grow up learning that showing vulnerability or discussing feelings openly is a sign of weakness. This societal pressure can make it difficult for them to engage in deep emotional conversations or express their needs in relationships. They may avoid difficult topics or shut down emotionally when they feel that sharing their inner thoughts could be met with judgment or perceived as emasculating. This tendency to hold back can create misunderstandings in relationships where the partner might feel like the man is distant or uninterested. In reality, he may simply be unsure of how to communicate his emotions effectively as he has been conditioned to keep them to himself. As a result, he may rely more on actions than words to show affection, believing that his partner should understand his feelings based on what he does rather than what he says. Men often express their love through acts of service, such as being dependable, providing for their partner, or engaging in physical intimacy, all of which are meaningful ways for them to demonstrate their care without having to verbalize it. The fear of rejection or misunderstanding can also contribute to a man's hesitation in opening up. If a man has been hurt in the past by expressing his emotions and facing dismissal or rejection, he may build walls to protect himself from experiencing that pain again. These walls can make it seem like he is emotionally unavailable, but in reality, it's a defense mechanism that protects him from vulnerability. Understanding this dynamic is critical for anyone in a relationship with a man who struggles to communicate emotionally. Instead of pressuring him to open up, offering a safe, non judgmental space can encourage him to share his thoughts and feelings at his own pace. Patience and empathy are key when navigating a relationship with a man who finds emotional communication difficult. Encouraging open dialogue while also respecting his comfort level can help him feel more at ease in expressing himself. Over time, as trust builds, he may begin to open up more freely, sharing his emotions and fears without the fear of judgment. This mutual understanding creates a foundation for a deeper, more emotionally connected relationship. Men often perceive intimacy and affection differently than women, and this can sometimes lead to misstandings in relationships. For many men, physical connection plays a significant role in how they express love and affection. It's not that they don't value emotional intimacy, but they might feel more comfortable showing their emotions through actions rather than words. This means that while they may not always express their feelings verbally, they can still communicate their affection through their physical presence, touch, and attentiveness. Men often feel more connected to their partner when there is a physical expression of love, such as holding hands, hugging, or making eye contact, because it reinforces their emotional connection in a way that feels more natural to them. This is where a deeper understanding of how men view love and connection can help foster strong relationships. When a man feels loved and valued in ways that align with his personal style, he is more likely to open up emotionally and engage in deeper conversations. This can be a gradual process, as many men are not used to expressing their vulnerability, especially in a romantic setting. For some men, this comes with time and trust, knowing that their partner will accept them for who they are and be patient with them as they work through their own emotional barriers. When a woman tries to force or rush emotional openness, it can create pressure that leads a man to shut down or withdraw. Men value the freedom to express themselves in their own way and at their own pace. If they feel like they are being pushed into conversations they are not ready for, it can result in them retreating further into themselves, feeling misunderstood or trapped. Understanding and respect for his emotional process is essential. Providing a supportive environment where he feels safe to express his emotions without fear of judgment is key to fostering a deeper connection. One of the most important things a partner can do is to recognize when a man is trying to express his emotions in a way that may not be immediately obvious. Men might not always show their feelings in the same way as women, but their actions often speak volumes. Recognizing and appreciating these subtler gestures can help bridge the gap in emotional communication. By offering patience and reassurance, you can create an environment where both partners feel understood and valued in their unique ways. Men often struggle with opening up emotionally because of the fear of being judged or misunderstood. There is a pervasive belief in society that men must always be strong and independent, leading them to suppress vulnerability. This creates a barrier for them to express their true feelings, particularly in relationships where emotional openness is key to building intimacy and trust. Men may hesitate to show their emotions because they don't want to appear weak or incapable of handling challenges. They might also fear that expressing their true selves could lead to rejection or disappointment from others, especially their partners. Another reason men may avoid emotional conversations is the lack of emotional literacy. Many men were not taught how to express their feelings effectively, and the emotional vocabulary may not come as naturally to them as it does to others. They might not even fully understand their emotions, making it hard to communicate them clearly. This disconnect often leads to frustration and confusion, both for the man and his partner, as they navigate the emotional landscape of their relationship. The fear of being vulnerable can also be tied to past experiences where men may have been hurt or rejected when they showed emotions in the past. Such experiences can create a sense of emotional armor that they put up to protect themselves from future pain. This can lead to emotional detachment, making it difficult to connect deeply with others. Despite these challenges, it is possible for men to open up emotionally if the right environment is created. A non judgmental and supportive atmosphere where they feel safe to express their feelings without fear of ridicule or invalidation can encourage emotional vulnerability. It's important for partners to be patient and understanding, allowing men to take small steps toward becoming more emotionally open. That being said, it's important to understand that men do crave emotional intimacy just like women. They don't just want to be wanted for their physicality, they want to feel loved, respected, and cherished. Understanding how men view sex can help bridge the gap between physical intimacy and emotional connection, creating a deeper bond between you and your partner. Be patient, open, and communicative about your needs, and always approach sex as a means of strengthening your relationship. When you understand how men view sex, you can foster a deeper level of trust, affection, and connection that can lead to a fulfilling, lasting relationship.